Hello, Professor Patan. I am Jason Vicano, your student in World History 1. So, as I scanned all the reading materials, one specific topic that I was interested with is about the Mongol Empire. So, for this assignment for oral presentation, I'm going to choose the Mongol Empire specifically on how they rise and how they fall because we only have limited time. So first, I'm going to share what I have learned, how the Mongol Empire have the strategic way or the reason why they able to succeed in their invasion in different places. And one of this strategy is the leader of this Mongol Empire have the strategically unite the different groups, different tribes. So they have they call it tribal unity. So it is normal that the clans and tribes will have divisions or problems in the groups that make them split. And one group that split into the main group will be basically choose a leader to lead them into a new group. So one of the reasons for these splits was misunderstanding, especially regarding the decisions of the leaders that sometimes the members will disagree with. So it is because of this disunity of various tribes and clans on their time, the Mongol leader radically reorganized the tribal structure. So the Mongol leader have the idea to reorganize the tribal structure and unite the tribes groups, or not just the tribal groups, but with the different clans to fuse on the Mongol Empire that enforces their own discipline, and they have restructured the chain of command. So because of this regrouping and new leadership, it encourages them and create a loyalty to the military commanders. And after creating a superpower group of warriors, it easily conquests various kingdoms and nations, leading them to become wealthy and prosperous. The Mongol leader named Genghis Khan. It was very successful, and it's generated through his name and authority within inspires the reconstituted, they call it Turco-Mongol tribes. So there is a unity on the different tribes and different groups, and I think this is the best strategy of the Mongol Empire. And despite the success obtained by the Mongol Empire through their leadership styles, skills, and abilities, strategically uniting various clans and tribes for fashion, huge strong groups for warriors, but still the empire was ended after many years. Okay, so for the previous years, they were succeed because the Mongol leader able to unite the different clans and tribes. But many years passed, there is a problem and it ended this dynasty. So I really do talk about the how the Mongol Empire able to succeed in their invasion of different places. And the reason for that is because of tribal unity, which is the strategy of the Mongol Empire leader. And now we will proceed to how the Mongol Empire ended. And I will summary it with the unprepared successor. So the historian explained in their books and articles about the Mongol Empire's end, and it always follows a decline and fall paradigm. As the year goes by, the historians and other professors with in the history they observe that there is a decline and fall of the Mongol Empire as the years goes by. So there are five reasons they believe a valid reason how the Mongol Empire ended, and one of that is the excessive extent of the Mongol Empire. As you can see here in the video, there is an excessive extent of the Mongol Empire, and probably the leader of this Mongol Empire did not able to manage it well because of this excessive extent of Mongol Empire. The second one is disputes over succession. The moment the leader passed on his leadership to, for example, his son, there are people within the empire are not agree with this decision because I think they look to the successor not a strong enough leader that can able to manage the huge empire. So there are disputes over the succession. The third one is frequent internal rebel. So as you can observe from passing on to the next generation or the successor of the Mongol Empire leader, there are frequent internal rebel. So it means that they have the misunderstanding or they don't agree with the decision of the leader, next leader of the Mongol Empire. And the fourth one is the break and decline of the Golden Horde into smaller states in East Europe. And then the fifth one is the outbreak of the Black Death plague. So in that time, there are spreading of the plague that they cannot able to solve it. And this outbreak of the Black Death has an impact on the political, not just political, but also economic and social life of the occupied Mongol Empire. So this is also one of the biggest problem that they encounter. So the historians explain that the main reason for the decline or fall of the Mongol Empire is internal reasons. After the frequent and fast expansion of the empire, there were misunderstandings and disagreements occurred within the empire that causes minor troubles and later on become bigger and bigger. So the leaders within the empire neglected minor problems and failed to solve the conflicts right away. So after the leadership of Hagulu and Kublai Khan, the Mongol warriors no longer had good quality and could not deal with such problems in their group. So with the great leader Genghis Khan, establishing and strategically organizing and building power in his empire, it collapsed after the third generation, who are less competent and did not able to deal with the internal conflict. This is the downfall of the Mongol Empire, the reasons. So, as I have read the article about the Mongol Empire or the history, this is what I concluded, and I do believe the application in our time today. So, the Mongol Empire was a strong and powerful empire established by a competent and strategic leader who has vision and goal oriented and had good public relations. So, he is good at planning and organizing things. He is also good at training and equipping his people, and is good at human relations as he was able to unite various clans and tribes to build a more strong and more powerful force of militaries. But sadly, after three generations, his empire collapsed, starting with internal issues that are being neglected. So as I studied and read the history of Mongol Empire and how it started and ended, it made me realize the importance of making sure that the values and discipline must be surely passed on to the next generation and teach the next generation to pass it also to their next generation. Additionally, the importance of dealing with internal conflict within the group is vital. So there was various conflict within the church that leads to a split because of the neglected issues. So the problems and conflicts are inevitable. So we might see them as a problem, but we should always think that there is an opportunity attached to it. So the opportunity to grow, to learn, and mature. So every problem that we see is the result of the problems that started within. So it is an inside out direction and needs to give full attention. So while the problems were still small, we need to solve them right away before we will regret them, because the small problem now become problems that no longer have solutions. Thank you for listening.